we've got Chris on technical, Neil on insight, and Steve in the driving seat. It's talking Formula One.
Good start, this.
Yeah, we're professionals at this. Hi, welcome to Talking Formula One with Steve, Neil, and Chris. How you doing, chaps?
Brilliant.
That was a surprise. He wasn't there to start with, and now look, he appears.
Oh, we've got him here from minute one and all over the
Start
screen.
calling him
as well.
Joe Hendry.
Wow, bloody hell. Well, there we go. Good week, chaps.
Enjoying the sleet/rain.
Yeah, absolutely. It is miserable out there, and it's nice and cold and dark and sleety and horrible. Love this time of year. Well, somewhere that isn't sleety and horrible, but has been raining out of a lot, is Las Vegas, of course, where Formula One heads this weekend. Will you be up at whatever crazy early time it is to watch that, or are you going to be sleeping that one out for the practice sessions?
What time is it?
I think it's like half midnight or something. What do you mean now?
Oh, dear. I'll be watching it because
I don't need to know what the time is now. I need to know what time the events are at.
Let's have a little check, because it's certainly something, or it's certainly a time frame that isn't friendly.
Practice 1 is at midnight. Practice 2 is like 3:30 tonight, this morning.
Oof, yeah, 4 o'clock for FP2, so I missed that one. Practice 3, Saturday morning at midnight. Qualifying at 4, race at 4. But it's got potential to be potentially a bit of a title decider, isn't it, this weekend, depending on how things are going? Are you anticipating some strong competition?
Yeah. I reckon it'll be Lando win the championship, really.
Can he do it this weekend?
Yeah, Piastri will bin it. Turn 1.
Yeah. Obviously, he's not. He can't mathematically do it.
He can't mathematically. No, I think this weekend will be hard for Piastri. Yeah, he needs a DNF for Lando, doesn't he? That's really what he needs, really, to get himself right back in there.
This is make or break, isn't it?
The only problem with a DNF for Lando, if Piastri doesn't win, it really brings Max back into the silliness, really, doesn't it?
I don't want
a lot of potential to be thrown up here this weekend. Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's make or break for Piastri, because he's dropped. He's now a good few points behind Lando. Obviously, still in the title fight. Max not too far behind him, and this, with how his form has been, we've discussed it at length in previous shows. And I think we've said it for the past few weekends that it's sort of make or break now for Oscar, that he needs to find this turn of form, and he's just not done it. So, are you expecting any different this weekend, or do you think it's going to be another struggle from him?
I'm hoping Piastri turns up for once, because the last few races has been terrible.
I don't know how this weekend's going to go, because it's going to be cold, really. It's going to be it's going to be, mid to late teens, I think, on Sunday.
Okay. Which,
Mercedes will be happy, because that's kind of their working window. But
is this a low grip circuit?
Yeah, it will be, because it doesn't get raced on, does it? It's all car traffic for all.
Is it supposed to be the low grip circuits that Piastri struggles on?
Yeah, he does. A little bit of knowledge there now.
Very good.
He does, yeah. I reckon he will struggle. I really do think he will struggle. I think, and also street circuits seem to be a little bit of a kicker for him. Yeah, Lando seems very, very adept at a street circuit. You think Monaco?
Yeah, he's been a bit of a specialist, hasn't he, at the street circuits? But this one, it's with the low grip, cooler temperatures, Mercedes, who have gone well there in the past. It was a 1-2 last year, wasn't it? I think Russell and Hamilton.
Hamilton should have won it. He didn't qualify properly, did he? He was he's rapid in the race.
Yeah. Smashing it. I remember that was brilliant to watch. Mercedes go well here. Ferrari, what are they like on the lower downforce circuits? Is this one of their stronger ones, do you reckon, or a bit of a weakness for them?
For them, it's always how low they can get the car.
Yeah.
Smooth surface, isn't it, in Vegas? Am I thinking that right?
Yeah, the surface is all right, but you just don't know with Ferrari. Ferrari are just a weird one, aren't they? They haven't, to be fair, this season they haven't really been that quick all season, have they? But they're qualifying. Charles throws one out there, throws a curveball.
Yeah.
But Vegas you can overtake, can't you? You've got the long straight. It's not a Singapore or anything like that, is it?
No. I was so conflicted because I really wanted to hate it because of how cheesy it was and how over the top all the build up was and all that. But the races have actually been quite decent, to be fair. We've had some good battles up and down the field.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be there much longer. If I'm honest, I don't think we'll be racing there much longer. I think it will be a quick 3-4 years. Thank you very much. Off you trot. The locals hate it in terms of the way it, and so I don't think it's going to be long termer.
No, I can see your point on that one. Logistically, it must be a nightmare. Like even worse than Monaco. Yeah, like I said, like the locals.
F1, it costs F1 an absolute fortune to host it, don't they? Because F1 pay for it, don't they? That's how they got it. Most circuits have to pay for the Grand Prix. But I think Vegas, F1 pay to have it there. So, because it's still a commercial, isn't it? I mean, you think Vegas is the commercial side of it. I think they make their money back in certain areas, but it doesn't always strike me as Vegas because it's only the pit complex, which is a small bit of the circuit that's permanent. It's quite an easy give up and go because I think the contract's only to 28 or 29.
Okay, so you don't think we're going to be racing much past that, if at all?
You think of how many circuits we've got knocking back at the door? They're still trying to find a home for Kehlani. Portimao want to get back on there. Imola want to come back. Spa, Zandvoort. There's loads, and they're only going to do 24 races.
And losing Spa to a rotational thing is just appalling.
I generally think 10 to 12 races will be on a rotational.
You'll have the sort of the base few, won't you? The ones that you can't rotate. Your likes of Silverstone and probably Monaco. But yeah, there's so many, and you've got so many great circuits. You've got to lose one or two. Which ones do you choose?
There's a lot of the European ones just can't afford it.
And it is amazing.
That's why we've got the Germans. The Germans can't afford it, yeah. But
plus, after Schumacher, they lacked interest as well for some reason.
Well, yeah, Vettel fell away, didn't he? So.
Yeah, well, you got Nico Hülkenberg now. He's a podium finisher. Next up and coming thing from Germany, I think. Solid young guy.
We got Audi.
Yeah, true. I've always been of the opinion. I think there's certain countries which should host a Grand Prix, mainly for the heritage side of it. Because it's part of the lifeblood of Formula One. England being one of them. The British Grand Prix. That France, Germany. I think those countries they should always have a Grand Prix. Italy. And obviously America, Canada, but you've got this awful circuit in Miami, which we've all been, I think, quite vocal about over the
I think Miami will go. As much as I say that I think Vegas won't stay the distance, I think that'd be more Vegas deciding it. But I think F1 probably will move away from Miami at the end of the next contract. Let's have a look. When's the next contract?
Miami's my least favourite one in America.
It's awful.
Drivers don't like it. Fans don't like it. Oh, hang on, boys. Jeez, how to ruin a day. The Miami Grand Prix has a new contract extension through to 2041.
Oh, no. Oh, no. When did that come out?
They come out in May.
Oh, right. I missed that.
2041.
That is ridiculous. They're going to be going to that stupid circuit. If anyone genuinely thinks that's a great circuit to race on, they need their head examining. It's an awful circuit.
That's pure money making from F1. That's the only reason. If the drivers don't like it, the fans don't like it. I mean, if you get, it's a horrendous circuit. That chicane under the bloody bridge. I mean, who thought of that?
Actually, I do think I vaguely remember it because I remember then reading that Spa's going to go into the rotational thing and thinking it's appalling that they're keeping circuits like Miami on the calendar.
But they
and
give
yet
her
you
that.
lose
That's a 16, 17-year contract. That's mental.
The biggest question, of course, is will Fernando still be racing when that contract runs out?
You might friggin' win one.
Oh no, it is terrible. Well, there was a bit of news from Formula One this week, of course. When was it 2014? They announced F1 drivers could pick their own numbers, and everyone has done so. We've had a couple of repeats on there. Drivers using the same number after one driver's retired. Imagine number 6 going from Nico Rosberg to Nicholas Latifi. It's a drop off. But from next year, drivers, is it next year or 2027? Drivers can choose their own numbers again. Do you think this is a good idea? Will many do it, do you think?
Well, is Lando, if he wins the championship, going to go number 1? Because he's brand. They're all branded now, aren't they? Russell's got his 63 with the GR thing. Obviously, Lando's LM4. Who else is there? Obviously, Lewis is 44 with his charity work and things.
Does Max have one?
He was 33, wasn't he, before he had number 1?
Because you know him for 33. Was it first season he definitely had the 1 on the car, but has he had it any of the other times? I can't.
No, he's always had number 1. Yeah, the last season he had as 33 was 2021.
Okay.
But MV33, I'm sure I saw there was marketing on MV33 as well. Back when
the others have got it.
And most likely he'll be using that next year again. But he said he wanted number 3.
I think it'll be for the people who haven't really got any affinity or anything with their number of that. They'll just. But the big boys, as they say, have all made brands out of them. Yeah,
and he got Bottas coming back next year, but he has the double T in 77, doesn't he? So he'll probably keep the 77 side of it. The likes of CL16 as well. I can't see the point in it, to be honest.
Sign 55.
Yeah, there's some good. There's lots of branding out there, lots of marketing. A lot of time and effort has gone into it, particularly with George Russell's in the GR.
Which driver went for 99?
Giovinazzi.
Yeah, Giovinazzi, and I think Sutil did way back in the day as well.
Because I remember a driver being asked, "Why did you choose 99?" and he said, "Well, you can't have 100."
That must have been Giovinazzi. But years ago, Pastor Maldonado picked number 13. That went well.
Still willing to last race winner.
Thank you for that. But yeah, not so good. But I remember when they picked the numbers and Kimi Räikkönen had number 7, but he then kept number 7 for that season. And I said, Kimi, why did you pick number 7? He just said, that was what I had last year, and I didn't want to change it. Could be able to change it. I love that.
There was a lot of drivers that chose numbers that had meaning to them, and he was just like, "I'll just keep the same, thanks." Do you think how many drivers would have liked that number instead for a reason?
Like Jensen picked 22 because that was his number when he won the championship. Hamilton picked 44. I think it was like a car when he was a kid or something. But a lot of thought went into some of these numbers, and I'm going to do that because it's got special meaning to me. And Kimi's just like, I had 7 last year. Didn't see a reason to change it. All right.
I know why they changed all these numbers, so fans or newer fans at least could keep up with which driver was which. But I just remember it was on constructors, whichever the position the team's finished at, the numbers were dealt out to them.
Yeah,
we had no trouble working out who was who then. I just don't get it really.
No, you knew Minardi was at the back and Ferrari at the front.
Yeah, 1s and 2s are Ferrari, 21, 22 are your Minardis.
That was the thing. You knew who was 1 and 2 in the team. So as soon as you saw the team, whichever number was higher than the other one, you're like, oh, well, that's him then.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of working out.
Oh, dear.
There's no commercialisation. They can you can sell merch on these drivers just through their numbers now, can't you? So
Yeah.
yeah.
And to be fair, some of the detail that's gone into these numbers, I think, is brilliant. The GR63 is really clever, and I do like the LN4 as well.
That's the thing.
So-
Lando's got a whole monster brand now to it. So if he wins the championship, could he take number one? I don't know. You know, kind of.
LN1. Yeah, and I know back in when they first did it, Verstappen wanted number 3, but Ricciardo had it, I think, at the time. So he had to go for 33. So would he then go to 3 because he wanted? Well, he's not going to be number 1 next year, and he wanted 3 originally. So would he then drop the 33 and then go for number 1?
Well, just cut his brand in half. Job done.
Well, the thing is, he hasn't had the brand, hasn't he, for the last 4 years? So, 3 years. So he could probably change that quite easily because he's not had it for a while.
Yeah. Well,
It will be interesting to see who decides to change.
I think, like I say, Fernando Alonso should do his age, but yeah, like you said, they don't go up to 100, so he's going to have to stick with something a little bit smaller. Bless him.
Has Jensen retired the 22 as his stopped racing?
Sonoda is 22, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
How well I'm keeping up with what Snowder's doing.
That'll be available next year, won't it? Because he won't be on the grid.
Yep, that's a free number. I think the only one that is never going to be up for grabs is going to be number 1, obviously, and number 17, because that was retired, wasn't it, with Joe Bianchi all those years ago. But yeah, 22 is free next year. That's fine.
Do you really think Yuki's off the grid?
Oh yeah.
Can't say I
come out and
where's he going to go?
And said that he's doing good enough to keep his seat.
I don't know. Apart from a couple of decent performances here and there, he's always anonymous. I mean, look at Max. He went from the pit lane to P3 in Brazil.
He's got no skin in the game now, has he? Honda aren't part of Red Bull.
No.
That was his saving grace. His performances don't warrant an F1 seat, unfortunately. It did in the RB, but unfortunately, Tadjar's proved that he's capable, and they'll probably give Lawson another season, I think, after the last 3-4 races.
He's improved.
The
So
problem is, like you say, Yuki now. It's hard to say whether he would have continued his season and been better than Hadjar because of the good season Hadjar's had.
Yeah, the thing with Yuki is you can never conclusively go Yuki was so much better than that driver. So, last season with Ricciardo and Lawson, it wasn't so much better than him. The previous people that have had him as his teammates, he's never been smashing them up every week.
Bar Honda paying extra money for Red Bull to, move him up. I thought Red Bull themselves were quite happy to keep him in the B team because he was a good benchmark against. He never really pulled up trees, but any of the young drivers coming through, I
think Yuki. It took Yuki to confirm to them that they just have to accept that they're not going to get a driver anywhere near Max. I think they thought it was the drivers with, Lawson was too soon, Alex Albon probably was too soon as well, etc. But I think they realised after Yuki, who'd been in F1 for so many years, was regarded as a good driver, has literally got nowhere near him.
Get Fernando in that car. If he can't do anything with it.
Fernando drives like Max. He likes it very, 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 very responsive on the front end. So he probably can drive it like Max.
Can you imagine Max and Fernando in the team? Oof, that would be a volatile relationship, I think. Oof.
Yeah.
It'd be brilliant, but it would...
Fernando really changed his style? I remember in his early days, he used to always turn in early and just let the tyres scrub.
I don't think you can do that now with the overheating of the tyres. I think you have to nurse them in, don't you? You can't you'll just overheat them if you just do what he used to do. I know what you're talking about now, is he used to literally turn and it'll be like a second before the actual car moves.
Yeah. Yeah, he used to just turn the wheel and wait for the turn to happen.
Yeah,
But we're talking
Very
years
quickly.
ago. That was back in the groove tyres days.
That was in the back in the old R26 days,
Yep.
which is now coming back next year. It's coming back next year for the Audi, isn't it? R26.
Oh.
That's what they're calling the Audi next year, R26.
Oh yeah, they had one of their events, didn't they? Is that the livery or is that a little teaser, do you think?
Well,
I don't know why I don't know why everyone said that the original livery they done was now a has-been thing. It's a bit of a whatever, and this new thing was something amazing. I think completely the opposite.
You could quite easily tell what you can probably guess. That probably is near enough what Audi's livery will be, because you look at their world endurance cars, you look at their rally cars, they're very similar. Silver with the red and black. They're not going to go away from that.
It's going to be a pretty car. With those colour schemes, or that colour scheme, it's going to be a pretty
Would
car.
it be shown on TV bit at the back? I don't know.
Well, you got that and the Cadillac as well.
I always think that because in all the breaks you get an Audi advert. I'm guessing as soon as they make it on the grid, them adverts will stop. Because surely they can't be showing allegiance to any of the teams.
Buy an Audi. Where do they qualify? Like, oh, shit. Don't buy an Audi. No, we're nothing to do with this. No. Buy a VW. No, same thing. Oh, crap. Buy a Cadillac. They're even slower than us.
Aren't there still rumours of Renault being bought out or sold off, that sort of thing?
I've lost track of what's happening with that team now, to be honest.
I think Renault is still in. They're in it for the next couple of years.
As
but
much
I think
as
the
you can be by not making your own engines.
I think the deal breaker probably was getting rid of the expense, which was developing and building those engines. I think you can cover off.
On that note, what do you reckon the Audi is going to be like? Because I know all the teams are making fresh engines, but to come into it as blind as they have, do you think how Honda was initially?
I don't think they'll be the Honda of 2016, which was an absolute basket. But I don't think they'll be particularly quick. I think they'll be, but they're really concentrating on 27, aren't they? And 28, they've said.
And like with, was it Renault that they kept the regulations open so they could do improvements? Is there going to be any of that happening?
Oh, no. I can't see Audi being as bad as McLaren and Honda were back in 2015. Was it 15 when they first rejoined? And everyone had obviously got light years ahead of them anyway in F1 terms on engine construction and updates and everything. And they came into it obviously so far behind the rest. It took them years to catch up. Now they have. It's an incredible package. I don't think they're going to be that bad.
The thing with Honda is, which was so surprised with Honda, is that those engines have sort of been in the works, in and around the sport. Whereas this is a whole new concept engine. If someone goes down the wrong rabbit hole on these engines, it's a long way back. That's why I feel you feel like there's a general blueprint that all the engine manufacturers have got, and then they try and tweak it from there.
Yeah, because we've got Ford as well, haven't we, next year?
Because you got Mercedes, they ended up having the Hot V, didn't they, by having the split turbo through the centre of the V, didn't they? And then a few teams followed. I'm not sure Ferrari ever did.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, we don't want to do that. That's a good thing. No, we're not doing that. No,
Ferrari do their own thing, and then that's probably why they're not winning so much, is because they think outside a completely different world, not a box.
Well, no, it's because the drivers talk too much. Let's just focus more on driving. That's what the chairman said.
Well, they've all obviously had their PR meeting where they've all doubled down on it, haven't they? In the old drivers thing today. Oh no, Charlie Leclerc was like, "Oh no, I spoke to John. It was just be a pep talk. It was nothing like that." And Lewis was like, "Oh, I like it when people show a bit of passion." They've all had their PR meeting.
Oh, I hate that. Just come out and say, no, he was out of order. He was out of line. I'd
rather they just say, I'm not going to talk about it, because then you know that they're pissed off.
Yeah, it's not I don't want to say anything.
By coming out with some bloody concoction. It was some woman in the back office has, typed up for him.
This is what you say. I'm pretty sure there was an episode of Drive to Survive where it was all going on at Ferrari, and there was a lady who worked for Ferrari telling, it might have been Bonotto, what to say in an interview. And she was saying, no, you say this, you discuss this, you don't discuss this. And it's like, my God, it's also PR now. You wouldn't have had that back in the days of, Mark Webber, Kimi Räikkönen. Imagine James Hunt having to go along with that.
I don't think Kimi would have stayed around long enough to care to get trained on it.
No. Imagine James Hunt. They go, no, James, you can't say that. You've got to say this. Tell him where to stick it.
I still remember Kimi getting interviewed and asked him what he thought of something, and he said he missed it because he was having a number 2.
Yeah,
it wasn't the exact
Pele.
words he used.
It was Pele, wasn't it? You missed the presentation by Pele.
Yeah.
I was having a word. Brilliant. Hello, Kimi, you crashed on the corner. What happened there? I crashed. All right.
I heard recently that he wasn't actually one for the one-liners on purpose. It's apparently you could get some really good, interesting interviews out of him. But if you're going to come up to him and ask him a question that you can answer with a yes or a no, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I think it was also a camera there. If you didn't have a camera there or weren't you just talking to him normally, it'd give you whatever answer you want. It's almost like he was suspect of people trying to catch him out. So give you one-word answer, you can't do nothing with that.
I get the feeling that away from the cameras, he'd be a great bloke to just go down the pub with and have a few beers. But unfortunately, in F1, with the PR world it has become and everything, and there's cameras everywhere, and you can't say this, you can't say that.
The video to go back on is the lawnmower racing. I still enjoy watching that one.
Oh, that was fantastic. I remember the race in Monaco where he retired, so rather than go back to the garage, he went to his yacht. Just got pissed on his yacht. Good boy. But we've got a couple of minutes left, so of course we've got the Grand Prix this weekend, which could throw up a few little spanners and curveballs. So obviously McLaren will most likely be the strongest team. I reckon Mercedes could throw up a little surprise there. What do you guys reckon? We've spoken about the low grip and the colder temperatures. Mercedes most likely to challenge, do you think? They did well last time.
Yep. Said all year, haven't we, that they go well at certain tracks, and that's not changed. They were decent at Brazil. That's a Mercedes track. So, yeah, I reckon it's all about qualifying, isn't it, with them? If they qualify well, they very good.
You think back in the day, though, we had, especially when it was Michelin and Bridgestone, you had teams that were stronger on certain tracks, and also whichever tyre brand was stronger at that track as well. All of the teams on that tyre brand would have a stronger weekend. But you see really a lot less of that now, whereas if one team's strong, they seem to be pretty much strong everywhere.
Yeah. I am intrigued. Metal Jace, good evening, welcome in. I've heard Brundle say in private, Kimi won't shut up. Yeah, I couldn't quite believe that, to be honest. I think it'd be great to go down the pub with them, have a few beers. It's fantastic. So, in reverse order then, Neil, your top 3 for the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Max, Lando, and Oscar.
Oscar win. Okay, Chris?
Lando, Max, Russell.
Is it a Russell win or a Russell third?
Russell third. I can't make him win.
Interesting. Okay, nice little bit of diversity there. I quite like that. Oscar third, Charles Leclerc second, Lando win. I think Red Bull might struggle a little bit this weekend. But no, I've said that. Max will probably blow them all away, run away with it, because he won the first one there, didn't he? And then George won last year. So
yeah. Oh, Charles Leclerc overtook Perez in the second from last corner, didn't
he? Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Thing is, we all know that Red Bull could be the 6th slowest or 6th fastest car, and Max being Max, he'll still get it on the podium.
Yeah,
and you can't even tell from practice if that's the case, because how many times is he slow as a dull dog in practice? and then come qualifying, he's rapid.
Hear him on
He'll
the
be
radio
complaining
saying,
about
terrible.
whatever the engine's doing, or if it's not turning as he wants, balance
That's
is
got
wrong.
to be code. Every time I hear that, when he's upshift, downshift, I think that's code. Because you can't have that many engine troubles for a bloke and never have an engine failure.
No.
Did you hear about McLaren being interested about this engine swap by them, and whether it's going to be covered as a free engine, or whether they'll have to pay for it out of the
cost cap?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it's McLaren trying to eye something up themselves, or whether it's trying to sort out the budget for Red Bull and making them not be able to spend as much for the season coming.
Keep an eye on that. Interesting. Well, I think that brings us to the end of. Oh, yeah.
There's one thing, actually, that I remember is old. There's no chance Felipe Massa will be a world champion.
Oh, no, that's been updated, isn't it? Yeah.
I just saw a headline. I didn't know. Will he get some money or something off Bernie?
Yeah, so he can sue like the FIA and Bernie or something for damages or whatever, but the judge threw out the case for altering the 2008 championship.
He can get 64 million.
But he can't be a world champion.
Nope. Just imagine that.
Which I think from his interview with Brundle on the grid at Brazil, I think he'd rather be the world champion than the money. So
I think so.
Yeah, I think he wants recognition that over the years of his losses of not being considered a world champion, I think that's where his opinion lied. So
he was a world champion in my heart.
He was a world champion for half a lap.
He was. Thank you, Team poor Felipe. Right, well, that brings us to the end of our little show this week. So we'll be back next week, of course, Wednesday, most likely at 7:15. So do join us then. We are on social media as well, so you can give us a follow at Talking F1 Fans, X and all that good stuff. So feel free to drop us a follow, subscribe on the YouTubes, keep up to date with everything. So enjoy the race. It's a very, very early one. So I'm working Sunday, so I'll be up at 4 to watch the race, and then I'll be working. So it'll be a nice long day. Have a great week. Enjoy the race. I have been Steve. He has been Neil, Chris. We'll see you next week. Cheers.